Imagine a tank that can move quickly across any terrain, cross bodies of water, and penetrate deep into enemy territory. This tank is not as large as most others, but its speed and maneuverability make it a real marvel of military engineering. We're talking about the British light tank FV-101 Scorpion. Want to know how such a small machine became an essential part of many armies around the world? Stay with us to learn everything. The FV-101 Scorpion is not just any tank. It's one of the most successful examples of light armored vehicles of the 20th century. It was developed in the UK in the 1960s to perform reconnaissance and infantry support tasks. What made the Scorpion unique was that it was a light, fast tank designed for high mobility in difficult conditions. Few knew, but it became one of the most mass-produced and sought-after tanks globally, despite its modest weight of only 7.5 tons. To understand why the FV-101 Scorpion became so popular, let's take a closer look at its design. It was equipped with a 76mm AL-23 cannon, which could effectively combat light armored vehicles and infantry. The tank wasn't designed for direct confrontation with heavy tanks, but its firepower made it ideal for reconnaissance, infantry support, and urban combat. One of the key features of the FV-101 Scorpion was its weight. The light tank weighed just 7.5 tons, allowing it to move at high speeds and navigate challenging obstacles like rivers and ditches. It was capable of moving through water, making it ideal for operations in coastal or marshy areas where other tanks might get stuck. But speed and mobility weren't the only things that made the Scorpion unique. Another key feature of the tank was its armor. While it wasn't particularly thick, it provided protection against small arms fire, shrapnel, and shell fragments. This allowed the tank to remain sufficiently protected for its role, reconnaissance and fire support, while staying light and maneuverable. The most important element of the Scorpion's design was its engine. It was equipped with a 190 horsepower diesel engine, which allowed the tank to reach speeds of up to 80 km per hour on roads. For a light tank, this was an excellent result. Additionally, the Scorpion featured a tracked chassis, providing outstanding cross-country mobility across various terrains like sand, mud, and swamps. The Scorpion also featured amphibious capabilities, enabling it to cross bodies of water. This was a feature not often found on tanks of that time. With this capability, the tank could easily cross rivers or ditches without the risk of being destroyed. This was a significant advantage, especially in warfare, where water often acted as a barrier for larger combat vehicles. When the FV-101 Scorpion entered service with the British Army in the late 1960s, its capabilities were quickly recognized. The tank became an essential part of reconnaissance units. It could rapidly infiltrate enemy territory, gather intelligence, and return without taking losses. Furthermore, its maneuverability and firepower allowed it to support infantry without directly engaging in combat with heavier enemy tanks. But the Scorpion wasn't just used in the UK. It was adopted by more than 30 countries, including Australia, India, Libya, Iraq, and many others. It was deployed in various conflicts worldwide, from the Persian Gulf to Africa and Asia. Wherever quick action and mobile support were needed, the Scorpion delivered excellent results. Specifically, the FV-101 Scorpion played a role in the Persian Gulf War in 1991, where it was used for reconnaissance missions. The tanks were valuable for gathering intelligence and supporting attacking forces. Thanks to their high speed and maneuverability, they could quickly change positions and avoid threats that might destroy heavier machines. Interestingly, the Scorpion wasn't just a light tank, it was part of the larger CVRT, Combat Vehicle Reconnaissance Tracked, program. This program aimed to create light, mobile, and highly efficient combat vehicles. Besides the Scorpion, other machines like the FV-107 Scimitar and FV-438 were also created under this program, all of which shared a similar platform, making it easy to adapt them for various tasks. In addition to its primary role, the FV-101 Scorpion was produced in several different versions. For example, modified models with improved communication systems, command vehicles, and even versions designed for urban warfare were created. As a result, the Scorpion could not only perform reconnaissance missions but also become part of larger, more complex military operations. After completing its primary service with the British Army and other countries, the FV-101 Scorpion continued to serve in reserve or was transferred to other nations. Many of these tanks remain in service to this day, albeit with some upgrades. They have been used for training, peacekeeping operations, and even as technical platforms for creating new models. It's important to note that while the FV-101 Scorpion was a light tank, its development marked a significant step in armored vehicle technology. It demonstrated that light tanks could be just as valuable as their heavier counterparts, especially in modern warfare where speed, mobility, and quick response are crucial on the battlefield. Ultimately, the FV-101 Scorpion is an example of how technological innovation and attention to detail can create military machines that become indispensable in a wide range of situations. It proved that even small-sized vehicles could perform critical tasks and hold their own against larger tanks when used properly. In conclusion, the FV-101 Scorpion became not just a part of British Army history but a vital element of military engineering, showing that speed, mobility, and maneuverability are crucial on the battlefield. This tank became a symbol of light armored vehicles that saved lives and contributed to victories in various parts of the world. If you enjoyed our story and want to learn more about legendary machines like the FV-101 Scorpion, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Like the video if you found it interesting, and leave a comment letting us know what else you'd like to know about military technology. We always appreciate your questions and suggestions. Thanks for watching and see you in our next video.